Hello OSA, Taras here with another episode of our running series, What is a Fish? And today we're going to be moving into the Mercedes, Benz, and Porsches of the fish evolutionary line. These are the Tetradontiforms. Specifically today we're going to be talking about the Triggerfish, the Ballisticity. These guys are the Mercedes-Benz of fishes because they're the most evolutionary complex. The most design work went into them being customized for what they do. And these guys are absolutely fascinating. As you can see on most teleost or ray fin fishes, the fins are more or less a little bit stagnant. You can have modifications like on the clownfish and the tangs where, certain fin modifications have been allowed for certain unique movements, like the clownfish can move side to side and backwards a little better, but most fish are pretty much forward, up, and down. The Tetradontiforms, including the Ballisticity, are unique because every single fin, from the tail fin, the dorsal fin, anal fin, and pectoral fins, are all extremely customized to have an extremely diverse range of movements and maneuverabilities. So these guys are designed to show up on rock reefs and be able to hover and maneuver and peck on different structures in ways that other fish can't, because it'd be energy intensive just to keep going and zooming by. Also, to assist in that pecking and foraging, they have a giant charismatic beak, which allows them to take chunks out of different food items and then to also graze algae and different sessile organisms like barnacles and tunicates off rocks and corals as well. These are extremely popular fish in the aquarium trade despite many challenges that they have. Like all Tetradontiforms, they do not react well to copper as a whole. Their livers don't really take to it, so you have to be very careful when trying to medicate these fish. Two, a lot of them get very big and very aggressive. Many of the pelagic species of triggers are simply not suitable for home aquaria, definitely not suitable for most reefs as they'll eat and destroy most fish, let alone most inverts. But a few different species are really great for reef tanks. The Niger trigger, for instance, pink-tailed trigger, some of these are a lot smaller and will play ball with even some of the more fragile coral species. Though, even on an individual level, you may have ones that are a little bit more nippy or grazy than others. As far as the Ballisticity goes, they are absolute, I could go on and on about them. Like all the other Tetradontiforms, they have a little bit of fugu toxin or Sagara toxin in their cells. That's why most fish don't like to eat them and why they can have these bold, bright colors. It's also why they're a little bit of a controversial food item, because as people know, most of these fish are not edible by most people, but in certain delicacies, like in Japanese culture, triggerfish and pufferfish, a different family, are consumed very selectively because they have trace amounts of that toxin in there, and you can get a little bit of a buzz from eating them. So the Ballisticity, the triggerfish, certainly worthy of investigating on the individual species level because some of them are not suitable in any way, shape, or form for reef tanks or even smaller home aquaria. But if you can have success with them, they are one of my favorites and they are absolutely stunning. So, moving forward with our series, if there's any particular fish families or fish species you want us to cover or shed a light on, feel free to comment below, and as always, hit that like button, feed that hungry algorithm, and we'll see you next time.